Hey, shalom, 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 shalom. Brother, somebody could check the stream about what Shah said we rolling. Make sure the sound and stuff good. Okay, yeah, we good. Hey, shalom. 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 All right, we the brothers here from Great Millstone Atlanta Camp with another live stream. Lord willing, we hope and pray that it's edifying to the elect. Before we get started, of course, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakadash.
All right, and also we want to say double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace, safety, and much love to the elect of Israel, giving all diligence to make their calling of election sure. Okay, this is going to be a response to the elder apostle Ramlav's video about no more idle hands. You know, there's a lot going on in the spirit. You know, and Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai has had enough of the idleness, especially pertaining to us that call ourselves ministers and laborers. Okay, Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai expects us to give full diligence in his ministry to make our calling of election sure. And if you dragging your feet or if you slow poking, the Heavenly Father is going to start just getting rid of certain individuals like that, man. All right. So now is the time to really step up in the spirit and do what you got to do for the Lord, man. All right. Now you look around the whole planet Earth, and everybody is half-assing right now, man. All right. People not doing their job. People not taking care of their responsibility and taking care of their family. All right. Nobody is reverencing Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai. Nobody reads, studies, take notes. All right. Everything is done in a half-ass spirit out here in America, man. All right. Well, that spirit, that has no room in the truth. All right. Now, when you come into this thing, like Apostle R said, you come into this truth, you got to be ready to fight, man. All right. You got to be putting yourself on the front lines week in and week out, declaring this truth to the nations and to the elect, man. All right. And throughout the week, you look at some brothers' pages is you know, dry as hell. You know, you're spotty when you're coming out the camp. You come out every other week, you know, not really giving the full diligence, man. You ain't trying to make no changes in your life so that you can be more productive in the ministry. You're just content, you know, with a job where you got to work on Saturday. Find another job, man. You know, find you another job the way you can get out there. All right. Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai is about to bring this thing in, you know, and Jake's still playing that fence, man, on Babylon and the kingdom. All right. Well, there's no room. There's no fence playing, man. All right. Either you with Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai all the way or you not, man. All right. You ain't going to be able to ride on nobody back into the kingdom of heaven, man. So in this lesson, you know, we're just going to be doing a response to the apostle on just giving a full, you know, a full service to the Lord, man. And he deserves it. You know, so we can start with that Hebrews 6, whoever has it.
I got the idle etymology for word idle.
Khan, we'll get that in a minute. We can start with that Hebrews 6.
Yeah, got it. This is Hebrews 6 and 11. And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end.
So it said we desire that you do show the same diligence. All right. So you're supposed to be diligent in this thing, man. All right. Now the apostles and elders they shouldn't have to break their necks to try to get individuals to serve the Lord, man. Eventually you just get cast out, man. The brothers have to consistently reiterate your camp obligations and your contributions that you're supposed to be giving on your YouTube pages, you know, coming out to the camp, paying your tithes, all these different things that go into contributing to the spirit and to the Lord. If they have to consistently tell you to do these things over and over again, it's because you ain't giving the full diligence, man. You lacking in a particular area and you're not trying to correct it, man. You know, and these are the little reasons and the implications why men get spewed out and lose the Holy Spirit, because they're not giving that full diligence, man. You know, go ahead, bro.
It says, verse 12, that ye be not slothful.
Be not what?
Be not slothful.
Go ahead.
But followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promises.
That's right. So don't be slothful in this thing, man. All right. Don't be that brother that, you know, you wait to the last minute to do your videos. But then throughout the rest of the week, you feel in your spirit that you ain't had no time for the Lord. When you know that good and damn well, that's a lot. Okay? You know, somewhere within your schedule, you could give something to the Lord, man. Somewhere within your daily routine, you could give something to Yahweh Shem Shai. And we all can do better, but there's certain individuals that's not even trying to do better. And Yahweh Shem Shai is going to weed you out, man. You know, he's going to weed you out. He's going to get rid of you. You're going to get plucked up, and he's going to extract that Holy Spirit. You know, due to being slothful, dragging your knuckles, you know, not being fully invested spiritually. Okay? Is it more, bro?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, even when you look at our forefathers, you know, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, you know, of course, which are the patriarchs. You have the prophets, the kings of Israel, all the prophets, like I said, the prophets and the men of the Lord. All of those men were consistently diligent, man. Whatever occupation or lot that they were involved in, they were fully invested. They wasn't sitting down, so to speak. King David, you can read about his consistent works in these different books. The Maccabees, Joshua, you know, the list goes on. First and foremost, of course, Yahweh Shai, and of course the disciples, John the Baptist, all these men, they were very, you know, another word for consistent is fervent.
Yep.
They were very fervent when it was considering the word of the Lord. You know, so we got to actually exercise that same spirit as our forefathers, and we have the access. You know, we have the accessibility. It's all about fully tapping into it and putting it, installing these same methods and the same spirit within ourselves, so that we could be in mutual harmony, so to speak, as our fathers. You know,
That's right, bro. That's right. Let's get that Ecclesiastes. Was that 10?
Mhm.
What that?
Yeah, this is Ecclesiastes 10 and 18. By much slothfulness, the building decayeth, and through idleness of the hands, the house droppeth through.
Right. Now it says, through much slothfulness, the building decayeth. Now let's figure out what the building is. Somebody get 1 Corinthians 3 and 9. All right, because through much slothfulness, the building decayeth. So what is the building? What is it? What is that tabernacle that can decay through being slothful? All right, who got it?
I got it.
Go ahead, Rob.
This 1 Corinthians 3 and 9. For we are laborers together with Yahweh Shema Shai.
Go ahead.
Ye are Yahweh Shema Shai's husbandry.
Mm-hmm.
Ye are the Most High's building.
You are what?
The Most High's building.
So the building that can decay through slothfulness is you. Your spirit can be corrupted. It can be defiled because you can allow unclean spirits to come in and dwell within you due to idleness.
Mhm.
And those spirits, when those spirits get within your brain and they get within your spirit, they're not easy to get out, man.
No, they're not.
So you got to make sure that you're not allowing these spirits to rest within your vessel, because when they rest, they try to make it permanent, man. And trying to get that spirit off you is going to take effort. And if you're already idle, you ain't going to give the effort to get that spirit off you. You're just going to stay idle. So that's the building that can decay, is your spirit.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Because remember, the scriptures say what? That ye are the temple of the Most High. All right? That's why we're not supposed to defile our temple through bad eating habits, you know, eating unclean foods, you know, smoking, you know, dealing with our vessel in an unclean manner. All right? We're not supposed to do that because we can defile our temple. And the Spirit of the Lord won't dwell within you. Okay?
Yep, because even with eating like bad habits, bad food, diet habits, what happens when you ingest pork and shrimp, crab, lobster, all these different abominable foods? You ingest negative organisms, and a lot of times those foods actually carry parasites.
Yep.
Now, when the parasites are in your body, which are organisms which have a spirit, they have a vibration, they actually mutate your actual mind.
Yep.
Because what people say, even scientists, they'll say that your stomach is your second gut.
Mm-hmm.
So if your stomach is actually heavily basically affected, is going to affect or infect your brain,
Yep.
which is going to infect your spirit.
The guts and particular signals and things of that nature, it's called the gut-brain connection.
Mm-hmm.
When you look it up, it's called the gut. That's why when your spirit is telling you something, a lot of times you feel it in your gut. You know, that's when you say, I got a strange feeling. I got butterflies or something like that. Well, that's your brain actually telling you something. You know, so you don't want to defile yourself through, you know, poor eating habits, through excessively drinking, over drinking, you know, drinking too much liquor and wine, but not balancing it out with water and herbs and things of that nature. You know, dealing with 1,001 women, having 5 and 6 women, and you supposed to be in the truth. You know, all the different things that can defile you as an individual. Okay, and it can come through being slothful spiritually. But then when it's time to get to work in, do a Thursday camp, you know, do a Saturday camp, do a class, do a live stream, fellowship. You can never make it. But when it comes down to other carnal things, you always there. That's a sign of a man that's not fully diligent, man. Okay?
I got that word building too.
God.
So this is the word building. It says the act of building, building up, edifying, edification. So that's with all of that comes being active. How are you gonna edify and be have edification to the body if you're not being active? You have to be active. So if you ain't active, then you're not building. You're not building up, and you ain't edifying because that's action. You know.
That's right. You know, so at the end of the day, that tough talk is out the window if you ain't doing nothing, man. You know, you can say 1,000,001 things about, you know, what you want to do, but if you're not doing it, then it's pointless, man. You know, and there's no room for that because Apostle Hard, the apostles and elders, what sets them apart from the rest of these Israelites is their labors. They labor in abundance. So when we came in this thing, we already knew that they labor as such. So we can't come trying to reinvent the wheel. That was already the spirit that they had when we came in. So we got to follow suit. You can't come in this thing and be feeling a certain type of way because you got to do the work. Well, if that's the case, you could just go do your own thing. You know, you could just go a step and you could get you a camp sign. You know the 12, nobody get the 12 tribe signs from. All you got to do is find you a corner and go teach it. You know, but Jacob come in this thing and try to recreate and rewire what the apostles and the elders already labored for through the spirit, and then just flat out be a straight demon, man. You know, and it's all because ultimately they just don't want to serve the Lord, man. Jake be feeling a certain type of way about serving Yahweh Bashim Shai, man. And that ain't fair. That ain't right, man. You know, you had something about it?
Oh, I had some more on this.
Okay.
This is Ecclesiastes 10:18. By much slothfulness the building decayeth, and through idleness of the hands the house droppeth through. Yeah, that's really the main point.
Yeah, you notice people that don't take care of their house clean and you know, get rid of the weeds and all the decay, termites. Eventually, after a while, man, that house be broke down, man.
Yeah,
you know.
And us brothers, a couple of us brothers actually did trash outs. And when you go to those trash outs, and if you even see shows pertaining to individuals that do house remodeling, you see some of those houses are fucking filthy, man.
Yep.
Excuse my French, but it gets like that. You'll see an individual that's what they know as a hoarder. They just accumulate BS. They just accumulate everything fool's gold. They think it's valuable. They think it might have value in this time, and they just clump and clutter all kind of things in their house, knowing that it's only so much that the house can actually hold. Yeah. And after a while, they're stepping on all kind of trash, stepping on cans and all kind of antiques that aren't worth anything, but they don't want to throw it all out. Yeah, because what? They're demon possessed. Yep. The word possession is something that you want to hold and grasp tightly and don't want to let it go because you might have a particular loving or a liking to it. It might have an exchange. So on a physical plane, so to speak, those individuals will have those different goods around them and they don't want to clean their house. And then what happens? Somebody has to actually evict them because more than likely somebody actually owns the house of them. And who owns our house? We don't own ourselves. The scripture says we're bought with a price. So when the Lord sees that you're actually accumulating all this dirt, grime, filth, and trash, what does the Lord do? He throws you out. That's right. So it's only two methods. You have to clean yourself out by consistently purging yourself, or the Lord will purge you.
Yeah, and before he purges you out, the Lord is going to always give you the admonishment so that you can take heed and get rid of it yourself. And if you don't take heed, then the Lord is going to do it.
Mhm.
You don't want the Lord to step in to do it, man.
God.
So if I were you, I would do it. I would get rid of it as an individual, man. Because when Yahweh Shema Shai step in and get rid of it, then you ain't gonna like it, man.
God.
Then you gonna try to blame everybody else for what you're not doing, man. You know. Go ahead, Kabash. I know you said you had something, bro.
This is Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 14. O Jerusalem, wash thy heart from wickedness, that thou mayest be saved. How long should thy vain thoughts lodge within thee? And it's talking about the idleness, because idleness is wickedness, according to the scriptures.
God.
Yeah.
Because if you idle out in the world, what the cops will do? Esau come and pull over, ask for your ID if you're just wandering around, get you for jaywalking.
Right.
Yeah.
Particularly us,
Right.
Our people, so-called Negroes and Latinos and Native American Indians.
Yeah. And
But how much more in the truth?
God.
And even when you look at the spirit of the Most High, how he inscribes certain things in the writings, you can see he hates a person that's just a slothful individual that likes to sleep a lot and just chill. The Lord said, give those word no rest till Jerusalem is a praise on the earth. When you read about the acts of the Lord, you see that he was working, man.
God.
And when you look up the word work in a scientific format, it's if I'm not mistaken, it's actually energy, it's energy and time. That's really work, you know. So you have to be consistent, and you have to actually exert and exude, and that's the true definition of actually putting in work.
God.
It has to be the time, the effort combined, and that's how
That's
work
what equals work.
God.
That's
God.
really how work is actually factored in.
So if you don't have any time invested into the ministry, then you ain't really in this thing, man. You know, but like I say, brothers gotta pull your ears and pull you by your hair, the hair of your teeth, to get you to do 3 videos a week. You go to some brothers' pages, man, ain't done a video in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You know, it's like, man, what the hell are you doing out here, man? But then the apostles and elders that's been laboring for decades, they doing videos daily and going to camp and fellowship. You know, building up, still building up, working, going to work. You know, and this is guys that's younger than them spiritually, and does not the scripture say the glory of the young man is his strength? So you're supposed to be getting it in, man. You know, you're supposed to be like a rookie in the league, bouncing all over the floor, diving for the loose balls. You know, doing it. You know, dunking. You know, shaking people, baking people, passing. You know, you're supposed to be. That's your strength. You know, if you ain't doing that in your youth, then what you think you're gonna be doing when you age in the truth? You're gonna be through. You know, hey man, this thing ain't about being lazy, man. All right, you can't be lazy in this thing, man. You know, now yeah, you go through a certain dry spell where you might feel like the spirit ain't hitting you, but eventually you get over that, man. You know, you got to know how to activate the spirit. You got to pray. You got to fast. You got to read. You got to do these things so you can activate that Holy Spirit, man. But if you just be idle, the spirit not going to dwell in you, man. You know?
Well,
you say you had something?
Yeah, I got something. But the brother Kabash made a great point. If Esau pull you over, you be idle out in the world. Well, Yahweh Shai gonna pull you over. And if you idle in this truth, he gonna pull you over. Okay, it ain't gonna be nice, you know. So when brothers come to you and step to you, hey, take it, you know, you take it on the chin, you know, and you move and you like, I'm finna work on it tonight. I'm finna start working on it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got something. You said the apostles teaching daily. Yahweh Shai was teaching daily. Being active. This is Mark. This is Mark 14 and 49. It says, I was daily with you in the temple teaching. So Yahweh Shai said he was daily doing that. And so he was showing activity. I'm being active.
Yeah.
He said, I was with you daily in the temple teaching, and you took not me, but the scriptures must be fulfilled. Now, the people, you know, if you don't want to accept what Yahweh Shai saying to do, then that's on you. But Yahweh Shai, the spirit coming down, saying, do this, brother, you need to do this, brother, you need to do this, then it's on you to do it or not. But Yahweh Shai was very active. He was out there teaching daily, just like the bishop made a point with the apostles teaching daily. Okay, and these are great. This is a great example. This is the greatest example we're supposed to be following. Yahweh Shah. You know, but I just want to make that point.
That's right. That's right. You know, daily. And I did a video about 2 weeks ago, going into doing daily spiritual maintenance. You know, you can't neglect your spirit. If you won't neglect your body, you're gonna make sure you wash your feet, you're gonna wash your body, you're gonna brush your teeth, wash your face, floss, put oils on, different stuff so you can smell good. You're gonna do that for your flesh. You're gonna eat, you're gonna drink water, you're gonna get rest. Well, you got certain spiritual maintenance and things you gotta do spiritually, spiritual upkeep, man. That you gotta make sure you stand on top of, man. And if not, then what happens to your spirit? It decays, just as your body would. If you don't take care of your teeth gonna decay. If you don't wash your ass, if you don't wash your skin, you're gonna start getting what? Sores and you're gonna start, itching, and it's gonna get raw in the different spots where it don't get air, it's gonna get raw. So it's the same thing in the spirit. If you don't take care of your spirit by reading, fasting, meditating, fellowshipping, doing these videos, going to camp, repenting, doing the spiritual things that the Lord told, the charity. The scriptures tell us charity is the bond of perfectness, man. So if we're not doing these charitable acts spiritually, then eventually your spirit is going to decay, man. And that's why, we read about Yahweh Shah teaching daily. So if he stayed on top of his spirit daily, his spirit was on point. He had a pure spirit. It was clean. As your body would if you bathe and you wash your body every day. It'll be clean. You won't be funky. You got Jake out here that'll go 5-6 days without taking a shower. Then they'll take a shower, get out the shower, and they still stink.
Yeah.
I met Jake like that. Because they body just so filthy that they'll take a shower, and when they get out the shower, they still smell, man.
Shit in there.
It's actually in you. Yeah. And that can happen to your spirit if you neglect the daily ministry, man. There's a ministry that we have to make sure that we're applying on a daily basis. You might not do a video, but you gotta pray. You gotta fellowship. You gotta communicate. You gotta go, do something in the spirit, man.
Oh, we was talking about that at camp. You say you take that cask off, that flesh stinks. But you alive,
Yep. So
you don't take care. You can't, of course you can't take care of while they got the cask on, but that's same thing in the spirit.
That's right.
Yeah.
You gotta take care. You gotta take care of your spirit. Don't neglect the daily ministry, man. Okay. You got something? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, this is Ecclesiasticus 27:3. Unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall be soon overthrown. Right? So you got to hold yourself diligently to the work. So therefore, like the brother was saying, your body and your spirit and your mind doesn't become overthrown. Okay? So you have to constantly put into the spirit so your output will be just as much. Yeah. It's good to say there's Paul said that I shall know the power of the Lord. Okay, when he comes to see, meaning because of what you put in, you'll see the power of the spirit that comes out. But that can't be seen if you're not being diligent. Okay. Yeah,
and one good mechanism even for brothers and that's not as consistent as brothers around them is look at the brother that's very consistent amongst you and get with him, man. Get with him. Imitate yourself upon what he does and things of that nature, so that you'll have like what they call a spotter or like a forerunner. You have track individuals that run track. They'll have somebody that they run with that's faster than them because it's gonna push them. But you got certain men in the truth that'll get in the point where they just want to be on their own island, man. Right. I want to run it according to my standard. I just want to chill. Yeah. I want to do this in my time because I can control this. This is my little hegemony, or this is my little sovereignty, and I don't have to have nobody telling me what to do. You want somebody to tell you what to do. Yes. Anybody that actually, according to the world standard, anybody that was so-called a somebody, these entrepreneurs, these so-called successful businessmen and athletes, this is the world standard, of course. they had somebody that was constantly on their ass, man.
Yeah.
Everybody that had that has a position, so to speak, these multi-millionaires or something, to that degree, they had mentors.
Yep.
They had somebody that was constantly pushing them, getting on them, guiding them. They had a template that they could build upon, and then they made it to success.
That's right.
So we have to actually observe those and analyze those same structural ways so that we could become better individuals, become more consistent. And one major thing too is not to be stuck in your own ways, man, because your way sometimes isn't the right. In most cases, it's not the right way.
That's right.
Yeah.
You see,
Because it's the flesh.
it's the flesh.
It's the flesh that's trying to lead you astray. And that's why you have brothers. That's why you have apostles and elders to correct you and get you back on the right path, man. But you got to take heed, man. At the end of the day, it's only but so much, that another brother can tell you, man. If you don't take heed, then you're just going to be responsible for your own course of action. I got something real quick I'm going to put in there. This is Isaiah 30:21. It says, "And thine ear shall hear a word behind thee, saying, This is the way, walk ye in it. When ye turn to the right hand, and when ye turn to the left." And what's that word that you hear? It's talking about, the word of Yahweh Shema Shah through your teachers. Because the verse above is talking about, thy teacher shall not be removed in the corner again, but you shall hear a word behind these things. If you go to the right or to the left, this is the way to walk ye in it. So the Spirit is telling us the way to walk in, but it's up to you to acknowledge that that's the Spirit. A lot of guys, they get pissed off when the Spirit comes there. That's why you have certain guys that left out a great millstone when the decree came out to do 3 videos, because they don't know how to listen to the Spirit.
The same thing happened to Yahushua when the disciples, certain disciples, not the 12 main disciples, the 70 disciples heard the breakdown of the Lord. Some said they had to go bury their father and mother and stuff like that.
Yep.
And they went away just like that, but not following the Lord, saying let the dead bury the dead.
Yeah.
And just put everything off and follow the Lord.
Spirit, yeah. God. And that goes into putting off the old man is not comfortable, man. God.
Yes.
All right. Because the old man is you.
Mm-hmm.
You created a pattern and a habit that benefits your flesh. So when you have to get away from that, and when you have to put that off, it's not the easiest thing to do. It's uncomfortable, but it has to be done.
Breaking addiction, because we all, before you come into this truth, and when you come into this truth, you're an addict. But now it's time for you to get up off those drugs, so to speak. And see, when Jake think about drugs, they think about smoking crack, or doing hair. Everything, every element around you could be a drug, man. Everything is a drug.
Yep.
If you over excess on name something randomly.
Pleasing yourself.
Juice.
Pleasing yourself.
Yeah.
Juice, fruits, not fruits, like sugar.
Yep.
You just are sugar at, what do you call it? Sugar addicts.
Sugar addict. Yep.
Then you're on the drug of sugar.
Mm-hmm.
You constantly run to this element for satisfaction and pleasure, and it actually overtakes you in most cases.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to actually cleave onto that, and you don't want to break that habit. You don't want to do anything outside of that regime. So that's the drug that you're addicted to. It ain't got to be cocaine.
Right.
Yep.
You
Right.
see?
Mm-hmm.
Sleeping can be a drug habit. It could be a form of an addiction. But it's all about, like you said, us breaking the old man. And that starts, and we all have certain things that we work on, that we develop patterns. Patterns start since you was a child, since you was a toddler, man.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You probably had certain patterns that were in your life for over 20 plus years. Some brothers that come in and, at 30, they might have been doing something since they've been 25. They got 25 years of demons on them, man.
Yeah.
And it's not easy to break that chain. It takes consistent hacking.
That's
Right.
right. And we just did a video on that.
Right.
And the brother spoke about addictions. And this is 1 Corinthians chapter 16 and verse 15. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at 14. It said, "Let all your things be done with charity. I beseech you, brethren, ye know the house of Stephanus, and that it is the first fruits of Achaia, and that they have addicted themselves to the ministry of the saints."
So the only way to break your old addiction is to find a better addiction.
Righteous habits.
Righteous habits.
God.
Righteous addictions and habits can overturn negative addictions and habits.
Mm-hmm.
And like I always go into is the word habits. The word habit goes into a habit, what lives within you. Like you have a habitat which animals dwell in.
Right.
So your habit is not what is what you actually see yourself doing externally, but it's what external is. First, it was internal. If you're addicted or you have the habit of exercise, more than likely you watch videos, you see people exercising, and it inspired you. That spirit dwelt within you, and it rested in you, and now you physically are exercising. That it lives within you.
That's right.
And you have to activate it by what? Physically doing it. Physically doing it.
That's right.
But it could be negative things too, you know? So you have to overturn those negative addiction by positive addiction, positive habits.
Yeah, you turn your bad habits into good habits. And the good habits are spiritually exercises. Spiritual things, man. You know, the apostles and elders don't tell us to do these things for no reason, because they develop and they culminate into your actual personality. All right, to where your personality is a spiritual man. Okay, so this thing is tightening up, brothers. You know, just put it up. This thing tightening up, and Yahweh Bashim Shai told us that it's going to tighten up, man. Apostle Gabar just did a video about a month or two ago entitled "As We Get Closer to the End, Our Cross is going to Get Heavier." But before the Lord put that burden and that weight on us to where we feel more of that pressure, He's gonna get rid of a lot of guys, man. That can't even carry this burden. How you gonna carry the next level? You can't carry this. You know, you're gonna slow up the pace, man. You know, be a brother behind you with a steady pace, carrying his burden, and you in front of him slow poking, you gonna throw out his rhythm, man. You know, you gotta move in sync with the body, man. That's why you're a part of a body. If you don't want to be in sync with the body, go do your own thing, man.
That's right.
And then how many times the apostles and the elders say that over and over again? You know? So this thing is getting serious, man. And I'm holding myself accountable as an individual servant myself, you know, to be more obedient to the service, man. More obedient to our duties, being more charitable, being more faithful. You know, being more diligent, man. You know, because Yahweh Bashim Shai can cash you out at any moment, man. You know, Psalms 51 it says, you know, speaks about take not thy Holy Spirit away, man. But renew the right spirit within. That's important, man. That the Lord consistently renews our inward man daily. That's what Paul said. He said, my outward man perishes, but the inward man is renewed day by day, man. And that's ultimately what we hope and pray, that our inward man is renewed day by day. But how are we going to renew the inward man if we just idle as hell, man? How you going to renew the inward man if you just, you got to, you got a specific day where it's just like, all right, this day is for the truth. 6 days out the week, I'm going to be a nigga. And this is going to be the day I'm, act like I'm in the truth. But every other day, you just pretty much a nigga. You ain't communicating with your camp heads, or you ain't communicating with, checking in. You ain't, giving a, update on what you got going on. If it's going to affect the camp or not. You ain't paying your tithes how you supposed to pay your tithes. You ain't doing your videos how you supposed to be doing your videos. You at camp, idle as hell. You don't know, you failing tests. You're not listening in class. You ain't making class. Why the hell are you in the camp? These are the things that shows if you addicted to this thing or not, man. And this is only for those that it applies to. Because of course the spirit is coming down from up top, man. Now let me get this quick precept. This is 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse. Matter of fact, man, I'm gonna start up a little bit. I'm gonna start at 21. It says, if a man therefore purge himself from these things, he shall be a vessel unto honor, sanctified and meet for the master's use, and prepared unto every good work. Flee also youthful lusts, but follow righteousness, faith, charity, peace.
Yeah, and Paul knew that every Israelite had a certain youthful lust that they're addicted to. They have something that they want to apprehend according to this world standard. And we all do. According to the flesh, every Jake, you ask Jake, keeping it real, what do you want in this world? Everybody wants something. Because you're attached to the flesh. Yeah. If you try to say, no, man, I just, I don't know nothing out of this world. Of course, you got certain brothers that's more seasoned. They're just pushing it and expelling that spirit away from them. But of course, everybody has an Achilles heel, man. Yeah. Everybody has something that they desire. Mm-hmm. But it's about getting away from that.
That's right. Fleeing the youthful lust.
Fleeing.
They say flee. You know how strong that word is?
Flee is strong.
Flee.
Like running away from a poisonous snake.
Yeah. Like you out. Gone. Like stay away. Yeah. Because the youthful lust can be the death of you, man. Mm-hmm. You know? That lust, that youthful lust can be the death of you, man. You know? And we all have our youthful lust, man, but we gotta flee it, man. We gotta abstain from it, man. We gotta stay away. And get into the spirit, get into the real waters, man. Be how Bashim out shot, man. Get around the brothers, man. You know, do these videos, man. You know, it ain't seen nothing hard about hitting the red button on the camera and bringing out a couple precepts through the spirit to uplift your brothers, man. What's so hard about that? We talking about 24 hours in a day, 7 days out of a week, 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day. And you mean tell me you ain't got to spare 15 minutes to edify your brothers so that your brothers can eat off your plate? That's bullshit, man. You know, that's why the Lord gonna snatch their talent. You ain't trading. You know, brothers can't get, you got some brothers out here, man, you can't get nothing from certain brothers, man. You know, can't get no meal. How we gonna gain from you? How we gonna gain that treasure that Yahweh Shema Shai gave you if you ain't giving us anything to eat from? We consistently eat from the apostles and elders table. But are you making the meal readily available according to your service? Are you making the tables plain so that him that readeth may run? That's what Habakkuk said, man. Matter of fact, let's get into that, man. Whoever got it. If somebody brothers got a precept, y'all can bring them out too.
Yeah, I got some. Proverbs 6:6. Go to the ant, thou sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise. Which having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provideth her meat in the summer and gathereth her fruit in the harvest.
An ant don't have a taskmaster. You know, no clock in and clock out badge. But guess what? Make sure they on top of their game.
Oh, ants don't get paid by the hour.
Yeah, they don't get paid by the hour. They get paid by what they eat. You know, and they work as a unit to get it done.
Yeah.
You know, so what about us, man? We trying to be we are supposedly the ambassadors of Yahweh Shema Shai, the servants that were written of that will get the light in these latter times. Nowhere in hell that we supposed to be slothful in this thing, man. You know, the bull, you know, shucking and jiving, man. Like you got goddamn 10 years left, man. This thing could pop off right now, man. You know, hey, this thing is real, man. That's why the scripture say, go to the ant. You know, look at the ways of the ant. Look at how they move. Look at their endurance. Look at you got ants that one ant can carry a whole leaf. I've seen a video on it before. You got ant. I seen a video of an ant carrying a whole goddamn leaf, man.
Chip.
Yeah, a whole chip of wood, man.
Getting it back, yeah.
Yeah, you know, carrying it, man. Yeah. No help. You know.
And they're going to feed and supply the men around, you know, because they ain't going to try to eat that alone.
Nah.
But ants aren't they're not selfish creatures, so to speak. They want to supply for the whole colony. And we got to have that same mindset. All right, it's not just me. You know, you have that me, myself, and I type of, you know, you have a lot of Jakes that in that me, myself, and I mentality. You can't be like that, man.
That's why you got to get around brothers. Because you can rub off brothers that have the same like mentality, and they'll help you get out of that shell that, you know, you've been in for so long before you came into truth.
Yeah, that's right. In this world, especially the days we're in now, it can sink your shit, man. This world has power to think that you're stronger than the pull of this right now. The same device that you actually have on your phone is strong enough to destroy you. That's right. From bullshit. There's so many distractions on the internet.
Hey, they say cell phones. They say scientists say now certain people that overly excessively use cell phones, they growing horns in the back of their fucking brain.
Damn.
In their skull. They growing a fucking horn.
I seen it. It's crazy.
You know?
That's crazy.
I believe
So you gotta know what you're doing, man. You know? You gotta know what you're doing, man. You got people that spend on an average, they spend about 10 hours a day on the phone, man. Scrolling through Facebook and Instagram and useless information. And that was never a thing in the past.
Right, it never was.
Yeah, that was never, people would read newspapers and books, books and go to certain viable sources that they could actually learn and gain from. But just watching folly on the level that this world is doing now, that was never a thing. You had to have to go to certain channels to see folly. But now folly is just 24/7, 365, man. And if you engaging in that folly every day, it could alter your whole energy, man. It can throw off your whole energy. So you got to be careful what you allowing your spirit to get involved with, what you allowing to mold your energy. Watch the brothers you around. You got to make sure that if you around brothers that you getting spiritual things, man. All right. But if you ain't getting nothing spiritual from a brother, you should go around a brother where you're gonna get something spiritual from. You're gonna get that fire, that drive, that passion, that energy. That brother, let's do a video. Let's do it on location. Let's go for this. You need to be around a brother that's gonna push you, man. That's gonna always admonish you and exhort you to be in the spirit. That's the and sometimes them the brothers that Jacob run away from. Cause they don't like the spirit that they got. They feel convicted when they around a laborer, man. So they'll get around another slothful Jake, a Jake that that they can kick it with,
according to their tempo.
Yeah, according to their tempo, according to their pace, But really, man, does not the scripture say, if you see a man of understanding, get thee betimes and wear out the steps of his door, get thee like unto men of
like men unto thee.
Yeah, men unto thee. That's what I was looking for. So you supposed to get unto the men that got the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Avushai on them, and you carry that energy that they have. You use that energy to push you, man. That's why the scripture say you got to make it plain on the table that him that read it may run. So that therefore you can fuel the fire of another brother.
That's right.
But you got to be active though, man. You gotta be active. If you ain't active, man, Yahweh Ba'Shem Avushai is just gonna get rid of you, man. You just go do your own thing. You have something to say?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A little bit more. Provided her meat in the summer and gathered her food in the harvest, still dealing with the ant, of course. Verse 9, how long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So shall thy poverty come as one that travaileth, and thy want as an armed man. That's what it is.
Yeah, So those are the characteristics of an ant. It's comparable to a laborer. And if you're gonna call yourself a servant, there's a service behind being a servant. A servant ain't idle. If you work for me and I'm gonna pay you, you better make sure you working. That's any job. If I'm gonna pay you, you need to be working.
And even when you look at the opposite of an ant, which they compare it to as a sloth or a sluggard, mainly a sloth. A sloth is really a slow ass animal. You try to, if you could see if you watch videos and see how sloths cross the street, it take damn near all day for them sloths to cross the street.
Man, they slow as hell, bro.
I think they say that.
But that's how they preserve energy. They say they move that slow to preserve energy. So when you slow poking like that, you really running on low fumes. You ain't got the spirit of the Lord, running through you. So you're trying to move at a slow pace to reserve your energy. But eventually you're gonna run out because you ain't refueling, man. You ain't getting that oil. You ain't diving into the water, man. You ain't rehydrating yourself spiritually. So you're trying to slow pace so you can preserve that energy that you got left. But eventually you're gonna run out, man.
Right.
You gotta refuel in this thing, man. You gotta be apt to teach, man. All right, it's getting to a point, man. We get ready to go into Jacob's trouble, man. We ain't trying to be around no half-ass niggas on the battlefield, man. Well, you gotta worry about Jake selling you out. You gotta worry about, no, man.
Yeah.
It's time to tighten up.
So like, How you gonna defeat the enemy and you gotta worry about the man next to you
That's in Deuteronomy right there.
selling you out? Yeah. How I'm gonna fight the enemy in front of me? I gotta worry about you and the enemy.
That's for lack of knowledge. That's for lack of knowledge and not how to be in one mind with the brother.
Yeah. Kind.
There were certain things come your way and
Fight
stuff
two
like that.
Kind.
Yeah.
Kind.
Yeah, that's why it's always about conjunction, man. Conjunction with the body.
Mhm.
See, Esau will pay these certain military men fat ass checks and give them all these grants. So they're fueled by the desire of money and just the name of the battle. We got to be fueled by pure spirit, man.
God.
And of course, all the things that come with it, the kingdom of heaven. So the Lord gives us the reward of hope, you know, because it's not like after this battle we don't gain. You know, we understand how much we can lose and how much we can gain. So we have to put in that work so that we can actually, you know, get that which is given to the ones that actually get successful, so to speak.
That's right. That's right. You got it.
Yeah, this is Habakkuk 2:1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I have approved. Right? And that basically goes into the fact that you have to be in your job, you know, and it's a battle of the flesh to be upon your job, but nonetheless, if you're always watching, you're going to know, okay, well, I need to do this, I need to do that. I need to make sure that this is you know, getting done.
That's right.
Okay.
Because on the job, you can also take a break without even taking a break.
Yeah.
You can pace yourself.
Yeah.
So you ain't working
Yeah.
that hard as if, you know, you think, oh, we gotta get this done here.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, I've done it before. Well, I'm gonna do it like this.
Yeah.
But it's still getting done,
Yeah.
and you can add more into it.
Right.
Well, the old saying goes, work smarter, not harder.
Right.
You know, so you know you want to work smarter because you know doing it one way may not be the best way to do it.
Mhm.
So then, like you know, like brother was saying, you know, you take advice and counsel, and you move this way. That way, you're pressing forward. That way, as you're watching, okay, like brother said, you're taking a break without taking a break. You're pacing yourself according to a more proficient way.
Mhm.
Okay, so it says, verse 2, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. So you got to make what the vision is plain. So you have to. So if you're not watching, you can't make it plain.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure that as you're watching, you get an understanding, so you can help the next man that's behind you.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
and when you fall, get the hell back up.
Mhm.
You know, don't just stand there and be like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, just all you know,
Yeah.
soaking in your sorrow.
Yeah, don't soak in your sorrow. Keep, you know, get back up
Big. Yeah.
and keep going.
That's
You
right.
trip, you slip, but guess what? You keep on the same path.
Mhm.
You know, so I always make sure that you are watching, because that really watching helps motivate you. Oh, this is what's coming. So I need to make sure that I'm doing this, so therefore I can partake, and this next brother can partake. You know,
Kind.
and we can keep moving forward. Which we is what? We is the body.
Kind.
You know?
Yeah.
Kind.
That's right, bro.
Kind.
That's right, man. So you know, this thing is you got it, bro.
Kind. I got it. This is Acts 20 and 35. It says, I have showed you all things, how that so laboring you ought to support the weak and to remember the words of the Lord Yahweh Shai, how he said it is more blessed to give than to receive.
Yeah.
So-
and if you're not giving your portion spiritually, then how you gonna receive anything spiritually, man?
Mhm.
You storing up the treasures of the Lord within yourself, but you ain't giving it out. You know,
Mhm.
what's Habakkuk gonna go into that, man?
Kind.
This thing is known. This word that we have is known as a sacrifice. And what do you do with a sacrifice? A sacrifice is not for you. It's something that you give. Okay, the sacrifices that we give is to Yahweh Shai and the elect. Okay, in hopes that our sacrifices will be honorable enough to give us salvation.
Kind.
But how you gonna receive anything if you ain't giving nothing, man? You know, it's this thing is it's you know, it's a two-way street, man. You know, input output, man.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like a sponge. It can only soak up so much, but then you got to wring it out, which meaning you have to give out that spirit that you have, and then you can collect more of another brother's spirit. Like bro said earlier, trade talents.
That's right.
You wring it out. Now I'm getting more over here, and I'm get this to that brother. This brother need that. Get it to him.
Yep.
Wring out. Get more of this brother now. So yeah, God,
It can't be just one way. You just soaking in.
so
Because that's what they call a parasite. The word parasite goes back to, if I'm not mistaken, the Greek parasitikos, which means to eat at another's table.
yeah,
You just coming in, getting the fat ass plate, you know, chomping down everything, and you getting the hell on. Like you didn't prepare nothing, you didn't bring nothing in the house,
you ain't cook.
you didn't cook, but you got the fattest plate of every goddamn body, man.
Yep, and then critiquing it.
Yeah, next time make sure y'all put some more salt on the
salt, man.
salt on it.
This is okay. You ain't bring nothing. Well, paper plates.
But they're telling you like they're the chef. Like if you know all this shit about food, then why
I'm in there sweating, seasoning, marinating, thawing out, you know, broiling,
Garnishing.
baking. You know, then for a nigga art to come in there and to tell you, you know, maybe just add just a pinch of cilantro. Like, God, leave, man. Like, add to the spirit, man. You gotta bring something to the table, man. Okay, Jake be thinking that they gonna cruise into the kingdom of heaven by partiality. That's not gonna fly, man. Yahweh Shema Shai, he sees our work, he sees our dedication. He knows the intent of our spirit, our hearts, and he's judging us accordingly, man. You know? So we have to make sure that we honoring the Lord with our sacrifices. Remember, Hebrews the 13th chapter speaks about the sacrifices of our lips. You know, the things that we put out there, the things that we teach, our dedication, our diligence. You know, that's what Yahweh Shema Shai is looking at, man. All right? So we got to make sure that we diligently seeking the Lord, man. All right. You can never go too far, man. Like the scriptures tell you in Ecclesiastes, I think either 40 or 41 or 43, something like that. So you can never worship the Lord too much. You can never go too far, man. Okay. God. You know, yeah, some more.
God, this is Romans 15:1. It says, then we that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak and not to please ourselves.
Yeah, this is not about self-pleasure, man. This is a labor. This is a burden. You know, it's not about self-glorification and self-pleasure. You know, where you get around brothers and you start talking about yourself too much, man. Yeah, conceited, arrogant. You know, you don't never speak highly about another brother. That brother right there, man, it's very on point, man. You know, it's always about you. You know, it's like, hey, bro, hey, you know, I'm the type of brother, I like to do this, and I like to do that. And you see, I never go off. Nah, man, come on, man. You know, this sacrifice that we giving is for others. Scripture say we endure all things for the elect's sake. You know, go ahead, bro.
It says, let every one of us please his neighbor for his good to edification.
Yeah. Hey, so a brother could be struggling and going through something, you know, and the Lord could put the spirit on you to do a video on it. But if you neglect the daily ministry, then that spirit is not going to go out. So that brother ain't going to be able to watch that video because you neglected the daily ministry. You said, how will you know I'll do it tomorrow? You know, you know what? I'll do it the next day, or I'll wait. Or you know, the spirit hits you and you got the time to do it at that moment. And you just say, you know what, I'll do it in an hour. And then you forget the whole topic.
Yeah, that happens.
You know, because you didn't utilize that Holy Spirit. Remember the scriptures say that the wind listeth whithersoever it goeth, and it compares the Holy Spirit to the wind. It comes and goes. So when the spirit comes, we got to have spiritual discernment. We got to spiritually discern that I'm in the spirit right now. Let me do it. And then the Lord is going to put the spirit on whoever needs to hear that message to see that video. But if it don't go out, we're not looking on the things of our brothers to help them out, man. We're just thinking about how sleepy I am because I had to work today. We're just thinking about how broke I am, you know, and how I got to chase this almighty dollar. And you still gonna come home broke. You know?
Still ain't gonna get ahead.
Yeah. And then it leaves you just being spiritually slothful and thinking that it's okay.
Which really, that if you in that mode like that, then you know you do a video, it make you feel good.
You feel
From
good.
all the hell
You feel amazing, man.
Yeah.
You make you feel good, like
Con.
you know, hey, I put something in. You know, my life wasn't just in vain today.
Yeah,
Because we working for Esau,
Con.
but at the same time, we working for ourselves too, for our salvation.
Con.
I got a piece here too.
Con, yeah, go ahead. You got it, Cap.
You do with yours, Rob?
Yeah, that was it.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 1, verse, I'm starting 6. And whether we be afflicted, it is for your consolation and salvation. So brothers putting out videos on a weekly basis, daily basis, they sacrificing and being afflicted through all the hell they go through and still prepare a meal for you, which is this truth for you to eat off of and
That's
carry on. It says, which is effectual in the enduring of the same suffering which we also suffer, or whether we be comforted, it is for your consolation and salvation. Yeah, because brothers give edifying videos about the elect. Your suffering is not in vain, just like this video. Don't be idle, because it brings wickedness to your life.
That's right.
And you gotta let these things add up to you. You know, you gotta be more if I'm not mistaken, the word is objective than subjective. Meaning everything that gets thrown at you is to course you towards salvation rather than just to beat the hell out of you, man.
That's right.
That's why I said to work not in vain. This work isn't in vain, man. You know, no matter how many thoughts Satan tries to play and makes you think that what you're doing, you're running on a hamster wheel, we're running towards salvation, man.
Right.
Paul said, I fight not as one that beateth the air. So you have to keep fighting. No matter how many different perspectives is out in the world, Scripture says, let not the incredulity of them trouble you, man. Keep fighting and keep giving diligence, as is written in 2 Peter, the 1st chapter. To give diligence, add to your faith godliness, and your godliness charity. And if all these things be in you, of course he said more than that, but he said it'll make you neither barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of Yahweh Shah.
Man, that's powerful.
That's applying it too. That's application. Verse 7. And our hope of you is steadfast, I mean it's not movable. Knowing, you know, tomorrow we one way, today we one way, but tomorrow it'll be another message. Nah, it's the same as today. Knowing that as ye are partakers of the suffering, so shall you be also of the consolation, which is the kingdom of heaven, ruling the world, and ambassadors of Yahweh Shah.
And the Lord is monitoring, and he got everything on wax, so to speak, everything recorded that each and every one of us goes through. He knows what you're suffering. He knows what you can endure. He knows what you can endure. And he already wrote that he's not going to put nothing on you that you can't endure.
Right.
So he knows your potential. But it's all about you tapping into yourself. Don't let yourself become a victim. You know?
He put it right back in our hand. He like, well, I ain't gonna put more on you than you can endure. Then listen, I ain't gonna put more on you. It's right back on you. Now, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do with it? Come on.
And the Lord is a just balance. That's what you call a just weight. You know, because you know we'll you know, in the flesh you'll send up a prayer and then you'll just wait for the Lord to manifest it instead of trying to just go reach for that goal. Well, you got to meet the Lord halfway. If you show the Lord that you're trying to reach for that goal, then he'll send you a blessing. So he'll put it right back on you. You know, he'll put it right back on you, man. So you gotta really, man, you gotta monitor your spirit, man. Just like you monitor your flesh, and you would say, man, you had no rib. You can hit it on the date. And I damn it an hour. Yeah. It's been goddamn September 26, 2002. But then last time, you can't tell yourself when the last time you read. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or you can't tell yourself when was the last time you fasted or prayed. You tell you know the last time, when the last day you took a bath, last day you ate, last time you ate. Well, just as much as you on top of your flesh, and you make sure you take care of your fleshly necessities, be like that in the spirit, man. When was the last time you actually opened up the letter? You know, open up the letter and just dive into the oil. See what the Spirit bring out, draw out. You know, last time, you know, you did these spiritual exercises, or you just meditate, you cut on some flute music and just sit there and meditate. You know, you shed a tear, you know, you just think about the grace of Yahweh Shema Shai. These are the things that help your spirit out, man. We can't neglect the daily ministration, man. We have a daily ministration that we have to uphold, and this is being overseen right now through the Spirit. And Yahweh Shema Shai is cutting that, trimming that fat. Like he tell you, what's that? Zephaniah? And I think it's Zephaniah 1:12. It said, the Lord shall search Jerusalem with candlesticks and punish them that are settled on their leaves. You know, it say punish, man. So you don't want to be in a punishable state.
Say, shall I found faith on the earth? You know, when the Lord cometh, says, shall he not find so doing? What's doing? The work. Working. Getting up with brothers, fellowshipping. The Lord gave us all the instruction that we should be doing these latter times. And he had the prophets and the man of the Lord inscribing in these writings for us to hold dear unto.
That's right. So let's get a couple more precepts and we'll go ahead and get ready to wrap it up.
I have some.
I get one to come on board whenever you got.
Okay, you go.
Yeah,
okay,
Rob.
This is from the brother KDC. 2 Peter 1:10. It says, wherefore the rather brethren give diligence to make your calling and election sure.
Yeah, give diligence. In the Hebrew is karatazah. Okay? Mean diligently doing it, man. Consistent. Okay? Now the scriptures tell you in Titus 2 or Titus 3:8, it says, show forth a pattern of good works. Now, what is a pattern? When you look up the word pattern, it means a stamp or something that's etched. So a pattern is the pattern that you create for yourself in the truth is you. If I was to walk through a pathway and with these shoes on, my shoe prints is going to show where I walked because that's my pattern. So it's the same thing in the spirit. Your pattern that you show forth is symbolic of you. You can't blame nobody else for a pattern that you created for yourself. You know?
Yeah, that's how you will judge somebody's character.
Yeah.
By what characteristics. All your characteristics combined, that's who you are.
That's who you are.
No, there's no
your decision making.
Yep.
Your decision making is you. Your pattern is you. Your characteristics is you. Your features. You know, that's what characteristics go back into features. Okay, that's you. All right. So these are the things that we have to create for ourselves, but through the diligence. When you diligent, you consistent, man. You always, every time a brother call on you, like, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm with it. Let's go. It's never, well, not today. I can't make it. Well, Salaki, I'm not gonna be Salaki. I can't do it. Man, look, man, eventually the Most High gonna cash you out, man. Okay, go ahead, Rob.
It says, to make your calling and election sure.
To make it sure. So the Lord is telling us we can actually make our election sure. That's why the scriptures say, meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly that thy profiting may appear unto all. You know, the scriptures say, by doing these things, ye shall never fail. So the Lord is telling us surely how to get saved. Diligence. It's a surety. You know, you are assuring. That's why the scriptures speak about the assurance of the faith. You can assure your salvation through diligence. But if you lack the diligence, you damn near almost guaranteed to not make it. You know, go ahead, bro.
It says, for if ye do these things, ye shall never fail.
Yeah, you shall what?
Never fail.
You shall never fail.
It's
So
like you fall, never fall.
Yeah, you shall never fall. So you can never fall if you're diligent, man. All right. If you have a balanced level of diligence, you can never fall, man. You can never, you know, Yahweh Shema Shai will always have works that he can look upon from you that you're doing. But when you start showing a pattern of inconsistency, you know, a pattern of lack of communication. You're not praying to Yahweh Shema Shai. You're not fellowshipping. You're not gathering with brothers. You're not becoming fruitful. You're just shiftless. That's another thing, being shiftless, man. You ain't grown in the spirit. Brother still correcting you on things that you used to do 2-3 years ago. Hey, the Most High can get rid of you, man.
I think when you shift, when your car, when the shift is going out, what is that? It's something.
Your transmission.
Your transmission. So that means that your spirit, really, your spirit is shutting down.
You can't abound.
Yeah, you can't bounce.
Trans means to change.
And
When you go into trans, it means to change. So when you shiftless, you're not going from glory to glory. The scriptures tell you in Romans 1, it says righteousness is revealed of the Most High from faith to faith. So you got to abound in the faith for the spirit to take you up to the next level. But if you're lacking in faith, and how can you lack in faith? When the spirit tell you to do certain things to exercise your faith and you don't do it because of your comfort zone. So you stay in your comfort zone and you don't exercise that spirit of faith, not considering that it's actually affecting your growth. A brother tell you, hey, make sure you do this, make sure you do that, make sure you go about it like this. Brother give you counsel in the spirit and you do the total exact opposite. Well, you ain't growing in the faith. Because the spirit just gave you something to do so he could build your faith and you ain't do it. So you become shiftless. You don't know how to grow in the spirit. You don't know how to level up. You don't know how to attack your hurdles. Okay? So this thing is about abounding, growing, exceeding. Okay? The Apostle Hart, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ramlab, Apostle Rukar, and all the elders, they always tell us about being shiftless, man. Just stuck in fucking neutral. When you go into the word neutral, it go back to neuter, which means no testicles, man. So when your ass stuck in gear, it's because you ain't got the testicular fortitude to take that leap of faith, man.
It's like a drive. Like you can't go into drive. You just right there and you don't move anyway. Back it out of the
because drivingness really comes through your testosterone too.
Yeah.
That's why you have testicular drive.
Yep.
So you gotta have the nuts to progress, man.
Yeah, take that leap of faith, man. You got eventually you're gonna have to take a chance spiritually, man. So that the faith can be exercised and the righteousness can be revealed from faith to faith. The more faithful you are, the more the Lord reveals to you. And that's going to build all the way up into spiritual powers and miracles. But if you're just lacking in the faith in little things, then how you think you're going to do great things? Because it's going to take great faith to do great things. So let's get these last precepts and close it out. That was it.
That was it. Yeah.
Go ahead. We'll close it out on what Tazal wanted.
This is Revelation chapter 20, verse 12. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yahweh, and the books were open, and another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. And this is what it boils down to at the end of the day. The Most High is going to judge us by our works, what you've been doing, what you've been, saying, oh, I see in this lifetime you did this. So, hey, come inherit the kingdom, my son. You wanted to continue in wickedness? I stand over there and get burnt up with the rest of the cokes.
Yeah.
He separated the sheep from the
25.
Yeah.
Matthew 25.
Yep. According to our works, though. So, like I said, going back to can't be idle. Do away with the old man.
Can't be. You gotta be lively. Scripture say we are raised up as a lively stone. So you gotta be lively when you sacrifice. These are all the things that we got to consider, man. All right, so let's get that last precept to that one to close it out. You can break it down.
1 Thessalonians 5:21. I charge thee before the Most High and the Lord Yahweh Shai and the elect angels that thou observe these things without preferring one before another, doing nothing by partiality. So basically, you got to go, full force. Scripture says that whatever things that do, I believe it's Ecclesiastes 4:10.
It's 9 and 10.
9 and 10. 9 and 10. Whatever thou do it without might. So don't do it by partiality. Go full force with it. So make sure that you're taking the fact that you are a part of the ministry. Take it seriously. You know? Okay? Do the videos, do what you have to do in order to push forward the elect getting the understanding. So not only will you have saved their soul, but you saved yourself. Okay?
That's right, brother. That's right. You know, so hey man, it's full steam ahead, man. You know. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakapadash.
All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and safety to the elect. Until the next time I say, Shalom.
Shalom.